Before we start today's video, check out our new merch shop linked in the description below, featuring new updated designs from your favorite Marvel projects. Use the code TEAMCAP or code IRONMAN in all caps to get 10% off of your order. Thanks so much and enjoy today's video.
Hey everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we are finally going to be discussing the Fantastic Four First Steps post-credits scene in today's video, kind of breaking it down for you guys, the anticipations that we have for Avengers Doomsday. I also want to take this moment to discuss a little bit about some of my own personal thoughts on Fantastic Four First Steps as well. Would love to hear what you guys may think about it in the comments down below. With all that being said, clearly, obviously, yes, there are going to be spoilers in today's video, so go see Fantastic Four First Steps if you haven't already. It really is quite fantastic. I did love it, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it, kind of break it all down for you guys with everything that we know and everything that we'd be anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Also, be sure to hit that little notification bell right next to it to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel almost on the daily. There is a lot of Marvel news to keep up with. It's exactly why we're here, is to keep you guys updated with everything, not just that, but also break it down for you guys. As always, I really appreciate all of the support. Clear and cut, the Fantastic Four First Steps post-credit scene sets up exactly for Avengers Doomsday, or at least a huge vocal point that we're going to see in Avengers Doomsday, now with Dr. Doom in the picture and finally in the realm of things, finally having him on screen in the MCU. I think for one is quite a huge leap forward. Avengers Doomsday will avoid using an oft-mangled MCU trend, as confirmed in the mid-credits scene from Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps. The MCU is on its way to what Marvel Studio hopes are going to be its two biggest movies in history, beating out the likes of both Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, with Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars planned for their releases in 2026 and 2027 as well. As those movies are filming right now, at least one detail in Avengers Doomsday should have fans quite thrilled with what is coming. The post-credit scene from Marvel Studios as the Fantastic Four First Steps had featured, yes, that was Robert Downey Jr. and as Dr. Doom under the hood, even though unfortunately we don't actually get to see his face, complete with his full MCU villain costume, or at least an iteration of what we're going to be seeing in Avengers Doomsday as well as Avengers Secret Wars. And while the look was not completely revealed, save that for the actual thing, which I'm honestly kind of glad they are, RDJ was confirmed to have filmed those post-credit scene himself and actually have been in the costume. Even more exciting, it was actually the Russo brothers directing that post-credit scene for Fantastic Four. Like, the rest of the movie was directed by the director of, Fantastic Four, but the Russo brothers took over specifically just for the post-credit scene. Kicking off his MCU comeback, RDJ, after more than a decade of playing Tony Stark or Iron Man in the MCU, and bringing Dr. Doom's classic green cloak and mask, one detail about the ensemble is expected to be a quite big hit with longtime MCU fans. For the last few years, MCU fans have complained about the excessive use of nanotechnology in the franchise's superhero suits, which it also seems that we're kind of growing out of that even more so with Spider-Man Brand New Day, thankfully. It seemed to start in 2018's Black Panther, when T'Challa upgraded to a nanotech suit that had fit into the teeth of his Wakandan necklace, which of course was a very cool gimmick and something that made sense for Wakandan technology, but Avengers Infinity War had continued this trend when RDJ's Tony Stark unveiled the Mark L armor, which also expanded over his entire body using nanotech, which at the time for Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Doomsday probably made sense. Fortunately, RDJ's Doom mask and costume and kind of get up in the Fantastic Four's mid-credit scene appears to be real prop instead of a stand-in for something that would be created digitally through CGI, which just makes it a better feel. This is likely indication that Dr. Doom's mask will be one solid piece of metal rather than something made by nanotech in-universe. And considering how often the MCU has used nanotech, oftentimes when it doesn't really fit for those heroes using it, especially when it comes to comic accuracy, this will be one part of the Avengers Doomsday that fans are very much so eager to see from a costume perspective as well as story, in my point of view. Enough fanboying over that, let's talk about this post-credit scene in itself a little bit more here. It features RDJ as Doctor Doom, finally, on screen and in the MCU. It seems to be with Franklin Richards, of course, Sue Storm and Reed Richards' son in Fantastic Four. He's technically a very cosmic being, a very powerful cosmic being, hence why kind of the plot of the movie, Galactus trying to get him for his own usage and for his own advantages. And now it seems that Doctor Doom is going to be doing the same thing here. Seemingly kidnapping him is probably what many fans are kind of taking away from it, even though that isn't necessarily 110% the case with that. I think that is going to have a more so full explanation in the actual movie itself, as it should be actually saved just for that. I mean, that's kind of the point of post-credit scenes, is to set things up like that, to have them explained a little bit later down the road and more fleshed out. Hence why Galactus was after Franklin Richards in Fantastic Four, though, however, is for the usage of his cosmic powers. What those cosmic powers actually entail, I think we've barely have touched the iceberg, tip of the iceberg with that. It's very surface level with what his capabilities are going to be in the actual MCU, but if they're anything like the MCU and translating that from, comic accuracy, he's going to be the most powerful being in all of the MCU, which is a pretty crazy thought. I mean, you think that we've already seen the most powerful of powerful in the MCU, like the Sentry or like Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch, to throw a couple of other powerful beings out there. Of course, there are more powerful. Let me know in the comments down below. Captain Marvel, I think, also rings a bell to be one of the most powerful in the MCU. Franklin Richards is all of that and so much more, and is going to be so much more powerful than that. I think it's going to be a little hysterical, though, at the same time, because he's going to be very similar to the Incredibles, baby Jack. He's going to be a little baby. He's like 4 years old during these events of Avengers Doomsday, as we saw him in the post-credit scenes. 4 years had passed in the post-credit scenes of Fantastic Four, so he's only like 4 years old. So he's not really gonna, have much control over his own powers, let alone really know them all that much himself. But I'm very much looking forward to the history that we have ahead with this character, and just kind of watching him grow up these next couple of years in the MCU, I think is something to look forward to and be very quite excited about. Guys, let me know what you guys are all thinking in the comments down below. Would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Different theories as well, I'm all ears. Let's discuss. I love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Leave a like on today's video, as it really does help out the channel. I really appreciate it. Stick around here on the channel, Unofficial MCU, by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel, almost on the daily. There's a lot of Marvel news and craziness that has been going on. That's exactly why we're here, is to keep you guys all updated on all of it and explain it all. Also, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below, or to the channel. Also use codes Team Iron Man or Team Cap in all caps, depending on what team you are a part of, to get 10% off of your order. I'll be updating and dropping new designs on a regular basis, so make sure you check it out. It can make a perfect gift for someone else or even for yourself. With whatever way you support the channel, I really deeply do appreciate it. Whether it's simply watching today's video or purchasing one of our products, thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Peace out.